Hello, this is Victor bringing you a new video, and this time is another opinion discussion video. I really appreciate if you leave the comment below on what do you think. This was triggered by a video that I watched on YouTube from Malorian, and I wanted to also talk about the same topic because it's about woman men parity in war games. Where is the woman? Where are the women in war games? Why we don't have so many women? This is mainly the topic. But to talk about this topic, I want to look other stats. Let's first look one point. So in the world, and sorry if some slides are in Spanish, I was taking information from here and there, and some is in Spanish. But what they say here is that in the world we have 50% man and 50% woman. To be exactly, they calculated is 50.4% man and 49.6% woman. The first thing I wanted to look at, I wanted to look at the university and what's happening in the university, because when I was in the university, I remember there were some studies that were preferred by women and other type of studies that were preferred by men. I never looked in the statistics, so I was curious and I looked at the statistics because I think the same happens with the hobbies. So my hypothesis was people have, between man and woman, we have preference for different things. Can be by natural bias, can be by the social bias. People is expecting in the society that woman and man do things different and we have different tastes. And I think part of this is natural and other part of thing is social imposed and we don't realize on that. And most likely we have a big bias in the society. But I will not attribute this to the war games or the tabletop games. I think it's more than that. Is really the social bias. If we look kids, like if I look at my children and my son and my two sons, they really don't like dolls. And I never told them that they cannot play with dolls, and never told them what they have to play with. But I really see that they have preference for other type of things. My little one has a lot of preference for cars, while the older one has no preference at all for the cars. So it depends a lot on from kid to kid, but I really see a big difference, for example, between my two sons and my niece. What they like and the preference are completely different. Even the behavior can be because of our cultural bias or our cultural background that is guiding us. Maybe, I don't know. I would like to see more about that. But I think this is the same that is happening in war games. But let's look some stats. So here we have in the university, at least this is a statistics from Spain. So we have seen that the increase of the woman in the university, okay, and we are more in the modern times, that is over 2017. So this is right to 2014. But if you see, there is a little bit more women than men in university, okay. But then when we look at the different careers, what is very interesting is that, for example, if we look the yellow is healthy sciences, okay, it's medicine, pharmacy, and all these type of things. So women are really more interested in that. While if we look in what we say in engineering, this line are engineering and architecture, so we see that is more preferred by men. So even in university, there are some studies that are preferred by different, so that are more preferred by one sex or the other. Although the baseline, that is this black line of the women, have increased, there are two studies that today they are below the percentage, and no, this one is science and this one is engineering, and they have more preference for art, humanity, social science, and health science or health studies. This was also quite interesting and it's quite a detail. If we look just the science part, we see that, for example, physics and mathematics. So this is from UK, sorry, I changed country, but I just to show the idea. So you see really that in physics and maths is preferred by man, while I will say biology is a little bit more preferred by women, or is more empathy, like chemistry. Chemistry is completely empathy. So this giving you idea that not there is no parity in taste or on what we like. So not what like man normally like at the same level to the woman. Of course there are women as well in physics here, okay? We have some women here, but it's a minority. While we have other careers and other studies, I will show you later on what is completely the opposite of what you see in this graph. This was also another thing they just want to show. Of course, in the past, in physics, and I put physics because it's the studies, the university studies that I did physics. So this is what I was looking for, physics, because I know that the percentage of women was very low when I was studying. And you don't need to do all these tasks. You only need to go to a classroom and you will see that the woman is really a minority. Like today, we don't need any stat on the war games. You go to any shop and maybe there is one woman and the rest is men. Okay, but the same was happening in physics, and the same was happening to my friend that was studying engineering. But then we also, of course, there is something that is preferred by women, and here is another example. This is teaching and childcare. So you see here the percentage of man. So just to show that, okay, not everybody have the same type of preferences, and yeah, or maybe there is a social bias. But if you the studies also the woman is a much more childcare or this type of care of studies than the men. So just to show you that parity, there is no parity in more places than in Wargames. And this was just this too much detail, I think, but just let's pinpoint here. So if we look, it's disclosed by type of studies. So this is education, teaching. So you see, woman is a high percentage. Art. We see more that are more in parity. This is rights. Is studying right and studying social science. If we look at science, is what we saw before. Okay, where this is biology and similar careers, and at the bottom we have computing. So really interesting to see how low is in computing, for how little appealing is computing for women. In engineering, what we saw before. So, and then we go to health, and it's the other way around. Okay, we see that women really like health, and on top they really like pharmacy. Is the most likely one. Sorry, pharmacy. This is nursery. Okay, but also pharmacy and therapy and all these type of things. So really, women and men have different tastes. Maybe it's, and I say maybe it's social, and maybe it's cultural. Maybe it's part of the background and what our parents tell to us what we have to do. But we cannot negate that there is some bias, and this bias goes to everywhere. Okay, this is affecting everything. It's affecting what we want to study. It's affecting what we play with. It's affecting what are our hobbies. Yeah, this is not need here. And then here there was another one that I think was quite interesting, is what are the priorities for man and woman. And this shows as well that priorities are not the same at all for everybody the same, okay? So we see that at age of between 18 and 29, we have the man have much more priority for the career and education, while women have more or less everything at the same level. If you see, man is not at all interested in parenthood, while woman is more interested. Okay, so this is really interesting, and I just wanted to put this to show that man and woman have different tastes. And yeah, let's go back to this one because this is where I want to talk now. So I don't have. I wanted to look if there was something on hobby, but I did not find anything. But of course, we know that there are hobbies that are preferred by man, while there are other hobbies that are preferred by women. So I don't know if woman is asking themselves, why is not, I don't know, a hobby that doing doll houses? Why there is not so much man doing doll houses? Well, because maybe we are not interested. If you go to this type of hobbies for women, this is that you can buy hobby stuff. I was there because there's sometimes something intensive that we can use in our hobby. But you see that it's mainly women that like, if you want to do like this type of jewelry or something like that, all these type of things, you see that woman is more interested than man. Decoration, things for decoration. There is a lot of hobbies, and I don't want to say that these are woman hobbies and the other things are man hobbies. But I will say that there is preference, and each one has some preference. And maybe the preference have a social bias, or maybe the preference have a little bit of natural inherent. Because we don't have to forget that physiologically we are different. Man and woman, we are not the same physiologically speaking. We have an average. And normally man is taller, normally man is stronger. Of course there will be women that are stronger than man. But if you look the strongest versus the strongest, normally man is. It's like in sports. So if you look the time that the records of women cannot reach the records that man do. So this showing that there is some physiological differences between man and woman, and this cannot be negated today. Okay, that means that women have that it does. I don't mean that women should not have the same opportunities as men. I just say that physiologically we are different, and negating that is negating a reality. Also, we have different interests. I don't know if it's social, as I say, social and bias, or it's because of the nature, but also negating that we have different preferences is really yeah, it's a reality. And the last thing I want to do is, of course, I guess if a woman starts to be interested in war games, it can be difficult to go into a male world, okay? And it's not because we don't want to invite or we are rude with this woman. It's because when you are the only one different, sometimes it's difficult. You need a strong skin to be there, the different one. It can happen when you're traveling to a completely new country and you don't know everybody. Doing this first step, it's always difficult. So you can imagine also for a woman, even coming into shop where everybody is a man, can be a difficult step. And just to finalize, if you look the preferences in the hobby between man and woman and what they like to do, even there, sometimes I see some differences. Most of the time, and of course not everybody is the same, but most of the time I see women more interested in the painting and in the background, while man is more interested in the competition. Okay, and yeah, and of course the competition of man is stronger normally than in woman, and this is a physiological, anthropological thing, because we were more competing for food in the past. Okay, and this is inherent of our physiology and anthropology as humans. Okay, so it's not, but that did not pass that many years since we left the caves. So that's all what I want to share. Please leave the comment below. What do you think about that? Let me know what do you think about all this, why there is not so many women. But I really think it's just a matter of choice and preferences, and I think the woman prefers other hobbies. That's all what I want to talk here. Leave the comment below, give a like if you have liked this video. By any means, I want to be sexist or I want to be machist. I just want to show a reality, and I think we are sometimes too much concerned. I'm not too concerned if there is more man playing this game. There is more man, this is the reality, and I accept it. I will welcome any woman to play. Of course, I will welcome everyone that wants to play. I don't have any issue to play against a woman, against a man, or to teach a woman or a man how to play miniatures. The more we have, the more we enjoy. But this is the reality today. That's all for now. I hope you find this video interesting. Please leave a comment below. Let me know what do you think. And as usual, thanks a lot for watching and see you again later. Bye.